My name is Kirsty Dignam and I'm here to do a energy report for the week ahead, commencing the 1st of February, which is actually Imbolc. We are now at a point where all the seeds that we have planted are starting to sprout and become visible underneath the surface and pushing through this next stage, pushing through. That's what I really see, pushing through. Like the end stage of labour, this can be quite difficult, quite painful, and the emphasis this week very much feels like doing your gentle best, doing what you can in each moment, and trusting the outcome. My own circumstances are really relaying this the last few days, and the unnecessary pain that comes from trying to force something that either isn't ready, isn't here, or needs help, needs assistance. We often try to do everything ourselves, and that comes from a place of love initially and then a place of control. And there are some things that we just cannot control, and it is our role as a witness to observe, to be, to bear witness of what is going on. And that can be very painful, but also an honor. This week feels very much about stepping out of our own judgments when it comes to things. Now, judgments often occur even when we feel we haven't got them. And when they're negative judgments, we can be very aware of them and look at them. When there are judgments of how we would like things to turn out, we're actually fighting against an enormous force. We're fighting against creation itself, and things will become difficult. It is coming back to knowing that all we have is each moment, and doing the best that we can in that moment and making the most of it. So this video will be short and to the point, because in all honesty, there's only so much space in my head, my heart, and my life right now in order to balance and do the best that I can, and that's okay. And I'm going to show myself compassion with that. It also has the added benefit that I can step back from the cards and observe them from a collective perspective. Sometimes when things are going on and they are too much, our bodies, our souls ask us to deal with just that we can deal with. And this week in particular, it feels very relevant to not push ourselves, to not push others, to allow help when it is there, to not try to control the situation. Only then can we open up to the hope that is available for this year. It's not an individual hope, it's a collective hope now. And it is about all coming together. So with that in mind, I'm going to briefly do the cards for this week. And this is the second attempt, because the first card I pulled out was the Six of Cups with a dog on the card, and my own dog wanted to go outside. So relevance there of what you see in front of you actually manifesting. I hear it's not done yet. Really watching, really observing yourself and others without getting caught up in the mind. Really important this week, and it's quite a strong, not strict, but unbiased energy coming through that goes beyond what we want, that goes beyond what we believe, to what is actually occurring ultimately for the highest good for everybody involved. And it may not feel that way. It may not feel that way, but that comes from having our own judgments of how we want things to be. So the energy for this week, I want to take the Ten of Pentacles out. The energy for this week. Okay. And the Six of Cups have come back out for today. So it's gone from overall to actually this moment, which is ironic. Okay. Overall this week, we have the Nine of Swords. And it feels like keep coming back to this energy. Now, who would want to come back to the Nine of Swords? Who would want to come back to this energy? But we are Mercury retrograde, so we are being gifted a chance here to go back over and look at our own negative thoughts, our own negative patterns, our own negative beliefs here and what's actually hanging over them. Okay, so every day I feel like I want to come back every day and apply this card, and how it almost stands in the way of what's being offered this week. So with that in mind, the Six of Cups has actually come up for today now rather than overall. There's that dog. Now, my own dog is in the front room with the door shut now so that he cannot interrupt. But what he was actually interrupting to tell me was that he needed to be outside. And I can really resonate with that. My inner child, which is the Six of Cups, can really resonate with the need to look after basic needs this week. That's what it feels like. At times when it seems there's nothing we can do, we can look after basic needs. We can eat, we can drink, we can be, we can balance. Okay, really balance that spiritual energy and the physical energy there and our emotional energy in order to bring harmony. And when we're in harmony, everything else is in harmony. Okay, so really balancing that out today, because going back to the Nine of Swords, that negativity could really knock that today. You know, I just nearly lost it with my dog. That negativity can really knock that balance, when in truth all he was telling me was that he needed to be outside and have his needs met. So when your inner child flares up, often we believe we need to heal the inner child because it needs something or it wants something. A lot of the time it's the inner child that looks after the adult self. A lot of the time it's the inner child that feels where we are lacking and tries to speak up, and it's the adult self that says, hang on, I've got this to do and that to do and that to think of and that to do, you know. So just listening to the inner child and maybe not seeing them as negative, you know, some compassion there and some love, and actually recognizing the inner child for the wisdom that it is. It's the inner child, the younger energy, the hopeful energy, the love that goes beyond judgment, that brings harmony. So Tuesday we have the Queen of Cups. Flow Tuesday. That's all I hear. You know, just do what you can in each moment and just be with your emotions and whatever it is you're feeling. That nurture again, really nurturing yourself this week and each other. You know, if we go back to the Nine of Swords, when we don't nurture, when we berate ourselves for the things that we need, we then put those implications on others. We then end up resenting others. Well, if I can't have it, you can't have it. And it kind of blows out of proportion when actually everyone outside is a mirror of what is going on for you. So Tuesday, flowing with the emotions, letting them do what they need to do, cleansing, clearing, healing. Mercury retrograde doesn't actually mean that Mercury goes backwards. You know, we can reevaluate, we can go over things, which is very much the Nine of Swords. We can end up trapped in our mind to avoid what we're feeling. Tuesday really brings to light the need to feel in order to actually flow past this now. Mercury pauses. It doesn't go backwards. It pauses. And Tuesday you can really see owning that pause, being with that pause. Wednesday, we have the Five of Wands, and we're given the opportunity to either use the different energies coming in to build a way out of whatever it is we've got ourselves into, or fight. Yeah, or let all that energy build up and combust, very much like I nearly did with my dog just then. Okay. Being aware of what's being shown to us, the light that each part of this stage is showing us, to help us elevate, to help us almost transcend. That's what I feel, to transcend whatever is going on in front of us. Putting it next to the Nine of Swords, maybe Wednesday we could get some insight into a way to move forward with the negative thinking. However, on Thursday we do have the Ten of Wands. Quite a heavy week potentially this week if we don't let go of the things that we cannot carry forward. The beauty of Mercury retrograde is that we can actually look at the things we are done with. We can actually stop repeating things. You know, Mercury affects technology and cars and almost seems to hold us back, but it gives us an opportunity to let go. To let go. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The Knight of Pentacles. leaving all that behind now, taking that one thing forward, that one thing that's going to help ground us in who we are. And for some, that can be the Nine of Swords. For some, negative thinking is, not even negative, it's pragmatic, or it appears pragmatic. And for some, that can be, distraction really helps with pain. Distraction really helps with, with pain, with the things that we can't control if we keep ourselves busy. And that can be the risk, Friday, keeping ourselves busy. If it works for you, it works for you. However, just ensure that you're letting go of all the things that don't work for you, all the things that might have just jumped on board from that energy that you're working with, okay? Saturday, the Emperor, the game changer. That's what it really feels like Saturday. Chance to take stock, to reground, to rebuild the foundations. This week leading up to Saturday, Friday actually. Friday with particular emphasis on Wednesday and Thursday. It feels like there's a lot that needs to be shifted. Almost groundbreaking. That's what I feel. Almost groundbreaking. Really shifting the ground beneath us. And Saturday we're given a chance to pause and to finally say, okay, that was 2020. That was then. This is where I am now. It's my move. It's up to me now. Sunday, I felt like pulling out two cards. They came out together, the Hierophant and the Judgment, and that really brings that message home. If you want to move forward to the Hierophant, which is actually this year, it is about transcending that judgment now. About releasing whatever judgments have been carried for many since childhood, the inner child there, or judgments around the inner child or our upbringing, to finally release them now. And any negative thoughts we have behind them, to let them go. This week in particular feels like a culmination of everything. It feels like the week. And what do we have? We have one sword card here, the Nine of Swords. So we have the one sword, which is the Ace of Swords. Stand in your truth. Stand in that higher, elevated mind in order to avoid being dragged back under. There are two cup cards. Union, the Two of Cups, bringing it all together now. Okay, working together with your emotions and the emotions of others, and seeing that actually if one cup is full, the other one can feed the other, and vice versa. Wands, there are two wand cards again. And just double check. Yes, Two of Wands. Moving forward. Not quite yet, but knowing that everything this week is leading you up to moving forward to the next stage, one way or another. One Pentacle card, the Ace of Pentacles, really caring for your physical body, your physical needs. And starting again for some people, it does feel like starting again. Three major arcanas. And I feel mind, body, spirit here. So the Emperor would be in the place of the mind. Really owning what you believe, really owning your thoughts, taking responsibility for them and seeing the impact that they have on the world around you and yourself. The Hierophant, or the keeper of the sacred, would be the body. And that's what we are. We are keepers of the sacred. We are here to witness the body, our own included, through each stage. And the soul is judgment. Releasing now. Releasing any judgment that we have on the body, on the soul's journey, and on ourselves. Overall, I was going to pick the Two of Swords for this week, and actually I didn't want to look at it, and it's like there are some things that may need to be looked at this week, whether we want to or not, and that really relates to my own personal circumstances, but it feels like on the collective as well. Have you changed? Have things changed? Dig deep, back to childhood, back to the inner child, and really look Really look inside to what is going on, not externally, internally. What is going on for you? Flow with that. Don't fight it. Otherwise, it will all become too much. See it as your grounding. See it as your grounding. What is going on for you is bringing you in the moment right now. And no amount of distraction or preparation is going to take that away. When we distract, when we try and prepare, when we try and fix, there's all judgments there of how we would like things to be. It's collective. It's a collective collaboration. That's just our story. There are many stories going on, and a bigger story of them all combined. And it feels like, be open to that now, and your role in it, whatever that may be. Observe yourself, observe others, observe life for everything that it is, and let go of that judgment now in order to truly transcend 2020, in order to truly transcend your past, in order to truly transcend any wounds, any trauma, anything that is going on for you. Have a wonderful week. I will try and be here next week, but I'm taking my own advice and doing the best that I can in each moment. Take care. Bye.